Hello and welcome to Naija's Geeking Out podcast. This is episode 233. And with us, we've had people that had a wonderful weekend last week. Kex, how was that for you?
I don't know what happened. What happened last weekend? I don't know what
I'm,
happened.
asking, I'm assuming it was a good weekend for you. I mean, your team
Oh,
played. Yeah,
today,
you had
Okay.
some.
we should
Yeah.
not talk about this. We should not talk. Let's just move into comics.
I am. Okay.
He's taking the piss, isn't he? I'm fine today. Thank you for asking.
Okay. Let the regular. You are plenty regular today. How are you doing?
Just
I'm
read.
good. I'm good. I'm good. Just
Yeah.
read today. Next week we'll put your case in cooler. Hopefully
You-
it's
Hopefully
warmed
you
up.
make it next week. Hopefully we'll see you next week.
I'll be here next week.
Okay.
I'll
I
be
mean,
here
we don't
next week.
know. Yeah. And therefore, how are you doing?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm here for comic and comic talk only. I'm fine.
Comics and comics talk only. Okay. So today we'll be focusing mainly on the Thunderbolts review. This movie dropped last week, and to surprising expectations, and I think we've all seen the movie here, and we are ready to
Yeah.
deep dive into this. So first of all, box office. This movie opened to 76 million, and as of the weekend, total gross has been 162 million, which is very impressive with an A minus cinema score. What
Okay.
And
just
what's the
before we
budget?
consider,
Budget is
yeah,
less than 200, right?
yeah, the budget is around if I'm 180 million.
Okay.
wow.
Okay.
Yeah,
Strong
and
performance. Very
yeah,
strong.
and it's already going to cross the budget this week already. So it's like, yeah, this is a win Marvel desperately needed in the box office,
Yeah, the
considering
audience
their
score is
last string of
94%.
what?
Audience score is 94%.
94%, yeah. Audience
Oh,
scores, critical score, they are both extremely high.
I thought critical score was also in the high 80s or something.
Yeah, it's 89 or something. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. So all the reviews I've been seeing online have been positive. I don't think I've seen any negative review of this movie yet, which is rare for a Marvel movie these days.
I did see. I think I saw the Independent had some. Excuse me, the
Okay.
Independent had some negative stuff to say about it. And I think I thought the Telegraph or the Guardian too was very, very harsh. That was before I saw it,
Yeah.
so I was already like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I think the harshest one I've
I
seen,
really felt a bit.
and it wasn't that harsh, but for him, I thought it was a bit harsh. Jeremy Jams, he
had some complaints.
he had some complaints, but it's still not like on the level of what's gone before.
Yeah. So
mean,
let me rephrase. Nobody has called this movie a bad movie yet.
Yeah. Oh no. I have not seen any one person saying that yet. Yes.
Yeah.
So let me ask a question here. What's the last time we had an MC movie that was close to this universally saying it's okay? Not saying it's great, but I enjoy myself.
Yeah.
Was it Guardians of the Galaxy 3? Was that the last one?
Oh yes.
Yes, that should probably be the last one.
Actually. It was. I was gonna go to Wakanda Forever, but Guardians of the Galaxy.
No,
not
Wakanda
Forever
that came after.
Was not universal. We didn't like Wakanda Forever, so
Yeah,
we
we
must
didn't
have
like
like
it
it.
No, but we didn't hate Wakanda Forever. What are you guys talking about? We gave it
So
like
I caught
like a
that
7
movie
point
yesterday. I caught that movie yesterday again. It wasn't good.
yeah, but we
Yeah.
didn't trash the movie. I don't think it was
We didn't trash
trashed.
it.
It's
We-
still
we-
We
good.
didn't trash it, but we
I think
didn't
we gave it
really
about.
like
I can't remember what we gave it. I'm sure it was like
6,
3
7.
or 2.5.
Yeah.
It was a wasted opportunity. They wasted a lot of
Yeah.
potentials.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the last one is probably Guardians of the Galaxy 3. That was 2023. Me.
Yeah.
Since then we've had Deadpool and Wolverine last year.
Of course,
Yes.
of course,
Yes,
of
yes,
course.
yes.
But is it considered? It's not MCU though, is it?
It's
It's
MCU.
is.
It's
It
MCU.
is, okay.
Yes.
It's MC now.
Yeah.
It is,
It's
okay.
MCU.
Yeah.
So, but yeah,
Okay.
it's been surprising because before this movie, I think our box office predictions, we all had it making less than Captain America: Brave New World, which is already going to surpass with the way it's going.
So can I ask
It's
a
like,
question? How much
yeah,
Captain America Brave New World make?
400, I think, in
Oh,
total.
okay.
Yeah,
Four
globally,
40, something like that.
415.
Yeah.
Yeah, 415 million in total box office. Yeah.
Okay.
And yeah, this movie is doing way better than that already. It's
Okay.
because I remember there was an argument on the podcast about which Avenger had more brand recognition, whether it was Bucky leading a
Correct.
movie or
Correct.
So that was one point before the podcast. I said I wanted to talk about something. That is the point. I wanted to talk about Sam Wilson versus
Bucky.
yeah.
Yeah, but I think it would be fair to say this is not Bucky's movie. This is Florence's movie, Yelena's
Agreed.
movie.
No,
Yeah,
I agreed. But
yeah, and that's
I hate saying this because I love Anthony Mackie, but to me he's not a headliner.
Bucky.
No,
No.
McKay, Captain America.
Mackie.
Sam Wilson.
Sam Wilson is not a headliner.
I'll push back on that, but that if you had been given a better script,
I've seen him many other things. He's never been a headliner for me.
he's
I
never been a
remember-
headliner.
I remember when he took
Okay.
over. Also,
Carbon.
Altered Carbon,
Altered Carbon, yeah.
Yeah.
and again, I'm not talking about the original guy was even that great. I enjoyed it, the original, but it looked a step down from him
Mm.
when he did it as well.
Yeah.
And I like Mackie. I loved him in Winter Soldier. I've loved him, but when they put him at the head, it just kind of I don't think he has the chops, and of course, I guess the writing itself doesn't help.
Do you remember this very terrible TV show, terrible on purpose TV show, Twisted Metal, that we all watched one episode and like said, no, we're not
What
doing
do you call
this.
it?
Oh,
Twisted
I
Metal.
finished. I finished Mr. Metal.
Yeah, I think Kex finished it. Marky was headlining that
finished it.
show.
I
liked
didn't
it.
watch. I didn't watch any of that.
Yeah,
I liked it.
Not- yeah. Because Marky is a great actor. Like nobody doubts his acting chops. But for me, I think it's the script, not him himself. I
Great
think if you had
actor.
been given
This is where we disagree. I guess this is what I think he's a good actor. I won't call him great.
So Tunde, is there anything above greats when you talk about actors?
Okay, maybe great is an exaggeration, but I think he's a
Okay.
very good actor.
Okay.
Because
He's
if you
very
say
good at-
great, then if you call him great and there's nothing above great, he's no
Fair
Denzel,
enough.
he's no
Not
De
fair.
Niro, he's no
But it's not
Pacino.
fair. It's not fair because none of the other Avengers is really great.
No, we can
Well,
agree on that.
Okay,
Yeah.
so, I'm sorry. They're all a lot of them are better than Anthony Mackie.
Yeah, but they're not.
I don't know about that though.
But they're not
But
great.
better than Anthony Mackie.
Yeah, but
they're not-
all better actors. No, I
can see
don't.
I can say
I
that.
don't know.
I'm
I
not
can say that Robert
sure.
Downey Jr. 1 second. I can say Robert Downey Jr. is a better,
Yes.
is a great Anthony Stark, but I don't know if
Yes.
he's a great actor.
Well, everything I've seen him,
Even with
he's been good in whatever I've seen him in. If I'm being honest.
Yeah, but so has Anthony Mackie, but not great.
no, he's not been great. This is my problem. He's not been great in everything he's been in. He's been good. He's been good. He's been okay.
Yeah. So
I'm
saying,
not seeing a few of his where I said, "Oh, he was great."
okay.
For was it 8 Mile?
I love the
That's
meeting
amazing.
now. I like Anthony Mackie. So the
Yeah.
thing is, it's one of those things that it's a personal preference. I can't push him enough to say, this guy is like the man.
Like-
now.
And this is why I struggle to say this because I do like him. I actually like Anthony Mackie, and I don't get me wrong. I like him as Sam Wilson, and I've never watched anything where I've hated him, but
Exactly.
also not felt. It's not
Like, I can't
it's
think
not
of
at that
an-
level, you know.
No, because yes, I've watched an Anthony Mackie's movie where I don't think he delivered. Maybe the script has not given him opportunities to
let me
particular.
let me try to rephrase what I think that was saying. He's a good actor.
Yeah.
Maybe he has been dealt a bad hand or bad scripts, but he's not that person that will lift every other person and push them across beyond the line.
Yes. Yeah.
So, because there are some scripts that are like, they're bang average, but by the time the actor delivers, he will just lift
Fair.
everything. So he's not
Yeah.
he's not
He's not that
Captain
one.
He's not Captain Fantastic.
Thank you very much, Rex. You said it.
Kex got that one.
I got that reference.
Fair enough. Fair enough. So moving on from Anthony Mackie and because I think inevitably comparisons are going to be made between this movie and Captain America: Brave New World, based on the budget are similar, 180, 200 million thereabouts, similar budget, similar timeline,
and at the end of the film, they directly do it themselves.
Yeah. So even at the end of the film, they're directly competing against themselves.
Yes.
So they've already, the movie is setting up this competition between Mackie and these new Thunderbolts. Yeah. But for you guys, I think I know the answer here. What do you think was the better movie?
Oh. What kind of question? There's no, well, for me,
it's a no-brainer.
No-brainer.
It's a no-brainer to me. They're not comparable. I don't think Brave New World was a bad movie. I just thought it was very meh. It was middle of the road. I enjoyed this one a lot, and I'm happy with it.
Yeah. One last question regarding Brave New World and this, because like these movies were made at roughly the same time. What's from watching this movie? Does it highlight any other flaws for you that you felt that you'd not previously noticed in Brave New World, like contrasting to this movie? Because it's like if it's coming to the same studio, same timeline, same budget.
For me, it's not highlighting anything new. It's almost proving what we were saying about the first film, in terms of the script was not there. Nothing was built organically. If I remember correctly, we talked about all these different plots that were in Brave New America, and we said that it wasn't earned. Moments were not earned, and they're jumping. They're trying to do too much. And I get, yes, there's nothing wrong with great action set piece. There's nothing wrong with, but why is the Hulk there? What is the core of your story? It was not really there. And the core of the story, people will tell you, in my view, that it's about Falcon becoming Captain America and owning that. Did he do that there? In my view, no. How's that any different from what happened in the TV show, which really also did it? And another feeling I had about that show was, again, about the speeches and stuff. But so in terms of me, when you compare to Thunderbolts just pointed that actually, with a smaller scale, smaller action pieces, but a great story, great chemistry between the acts.
Yeah, the chemistry was good.
Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, Brave New World is a bigger scale.
Yeah, it's big. Like the action set pieces were big, the stakes were bigger. It was World War III stakes. We had what's this thing called?
We had
world building stake. We had adamantium being set up. We had aircraft carriers, fighter jets. It was giving us Top
Gun. World War III. It was genuinely World War III.
Yeah, we had a Hulk in the movie, and I'm like, this is like the White House got blown up in that particular movie. Yeah. Like it's all the elements of a big blockbuster movie.
And we all walked away thinking,
feeling especially compared to this one, which is more, I've heard it been described as Marvel's A24 movie. A24 studio movie, their own indie.
Yeah. I'm just trying to think. I'm trying to see
it's so like smaller stakes, like but more focused on stories and basic storytelling. And I'm like, and yes, this is the movie that is making money in the box office.
That this is, in the phase 1 and phase 2 of MCU, the way you used to feel that other certain movies, oh God, what's happening? Oh, end credit scene. Oh, I need to watch the next one. This is the first time in a long time I've had that feeling. It literally, I felt, oh my God, I need what's going to happen in this universe. What's happened now? I felt it for the first time in a long time.
I'm going back all the Marvel movies I've seen. I can't remember the last time I've cared about an end credit movie in Marvel.
Compared to this, right?
This much.
Compared to this one.
You're talking about, did you say the end credit?
No, we didn't say
yes.
I mean, is that what you just said, that you did not see the end credit? Oh no, yeah,
I can't think of an
I
end
agree.
credit in Marvel in years since maybe the phase one that I've cared about as much as the end credit in this particular movie.
So for me, in terms
No,
of end
now.
credits,
No, you've
Which
cared
one?
about
this
some
without
since.
without
I'm
spoiling it,
trying to think.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
this
without spoiling it.
this end credit for me, in terms of feels and stuff, only compares to when they found Thor's hammer.
I knew you were going to say that.
And no, when I said we found it, when Coulson, that is the genuine feeling. Like yes,
Yeah. So that's
On
phase
par.
one.
I think that's an exaggeration. I mean,
no,
I
for
think,
me,
no,
in
no, no.
terms
Ketch,
of
if you can list, if you can name
I
one,
mean, there
because
has to
I'm struggling
be.
to
I mean,
remember.
which one was it that at the end it was when Cap was where they caught Bucky's hand in a vice and Cap and Sam were having a conversation about
Ant-Man.
it. Was it
End of Ant-Man.
was it the end of Ant-Man?
Yeah, I think so.
It was. I mean, that was for me. I was like, I mean, I think there have been some big ones.
Yeah, but what
I
I said in a long time. That
In a
thing you're
long time.
mentioning,
It's phase
almost
two.
7, almost how long ago was that?
yeah. I don't
10
disagree.
years, 10 years
I
ago.
don't
10
disagree.
years, yeah.
I don't. Well,
That's
I mean,
10
I'm
years
just
ago.
saying that. Yeah. I don't disagree.
No, for me, in terms of feels, though, like something new.
Yeah.
That's what it
I
wants.
just think Thor is one. The first one is one as well. The whole Sam Fury, Nick Fury,
Tony and Fury, yeah.
yeah, Tony and Fury.
I
Thor's
love Incredible Hulk, yeah.
Yeah,
this is to show you how I think how you feel about the movie as well translates to how you feel about the post-credit scenes. And the reason why I say that is in the Marvels, remember that she went to the X-Men universe and they showed Binary and they showed that is the feeling that if that film was better, you might have been a bit more excited when you saw so the X-Men maybe. I don't know.
So
Because they
so
wanted
that one for me is another waste. It's like
it's a waste.
it's like having the Illuminati in Doctor Strange movie. Like this could be such a massive potential, but it wasn't for this. Wasn't for the story you just told.
Yeah, exactly.
I actually think what you just said there is what undermined that other post credit. I think the fact that we've seen Professor X in Doctor Strange.
It's possible. Yeah.
So when that happened, it was no longer it didn't land. Oh, X-Men in MCU. We've already seen Savior. Like almost I don't know how many movies between those two were. It wasn't that long ago. So I was more looking at Rambo and trying to work out who she was.
Binary. Okay. Oh yeah. Okay.
It was binary. Yeah.
And the beast bit, I almost made it. If I'm being honest.
Yeah.
In my mind.
But Ketch, I'll give you that. I'll give you that for me. That was a good one.
So
the
let me
spot it.
Yeah. So let me ask this question. For Brave New World, back to Brave New World. I know we continue to beat on this.
Oh yeah.
Flogging it. If that was Chris Evans in that movie, do you think people would have been a bit more
forgiving?
Yes.
Absolutely, yes.
If that was Captain America 4, Brave New World, Chris Evans.
Without question, yes.
So
I agree with you.
My belief, and that's my issue with it. I was thinking this. Is what I'm thinking is, does Chris
story is the same, more or less?
Yeah, but does he elevate the way he delivers? Is his question.
No,
there's inherent bias also.
I believe he does.
So it would be.
He's a great speech giver.
It will be Chris Evans. It will be Iron Man 3 if it was Chris Evans in this movie.
Iron Man.
But it will still be better received than.
It's the reception.
Yeah, it will still be better received.
I think it would be a $600 million. It would be a $600 million.
$600 million. But like, I think the disappointment will even be harder because we are coming off of the Chris Evans has delivered us.
People will be more forgiving than they are for Sam Wilson.
It would still be a movie that made a lot of money. And
Iron Man 3 made $1 billion. Yeah.
Yes, they'll be more. They will criticize it, but they will still be more forgiving than they are.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
But I don't think the movie. Okay, I put this way. I don't think the movie will be better. It will make more money, but I don't think the movie will be better because it's
I think Chris Evans will make it better. Honestly, I think to me, he's a better Cap than. To me, it's not even arguable. He's better Cap than Sam Wilson.
I mean, that's not arguable. Yeah, he would elevate it. He would elevate
it.
it.
I
don't think I
but,
honestly don't.
but not
I would
great
actually be more
movies.
annoyed. I actually be more annoyed at Chris Evans in that particular movie than I am at Sam Wilson. Like Chris Evans trying to stop World War III by himself and all of that. I'll actually be way more annoyed.
That's your bias now.
Yeah, it's not. I'm setting my bias, obviously. That's my obvious bias here right now. So yeah, but fair enough. Okay, back to this movie.
Yes.
Is there anything else we want to touch on before we move into spoiler talk?
I mean, just give
spoiler talk.
No, we've not even talked about how we felt about it.
When we talked about the movie,
let's talk about the overall synopsis of the film, non-spoilery. Can we do that with non-spoiler? Actually, thinking about
of course we can.
Yeah. Based on what we see in the trailer, right?
Tunde's itching to just go. Calm down.
Not spoiler review of the movie. This is the Suicide Squad in the MCU. Bunch of misfits team up together to save the day from a world-ending threat that they cannot fight. And then we have some cartoonish.
I'm sorry, I hate that comparison. But I get why people say it.
It is, yeah.
It's not. But I will allow it. But to me, technically, it's not.
Yeah.
I prefer Guardians of the Galaxy comparison.
Thank you. Suicide Squad has become almost like a shortcut for this kind of movie. Oh yeah, Suicide Squad. As long as it's.
No, it's like, but that's the template. Like misfits, people outside the law, non-traditional good guys.
Yeah,
that's coming together. Yeah, but again, Guardians of the Galaxy is also considered a Suicide Squad.
These are not forced; they came together themselves. Anyway, let's.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah. But non-spoiler review because anything else might be dipping into a bit of spoiler territory.
Yeah, this is our non-spoiler review. So let's talk about it. So this is by a guy called Jake Schreier, and I was looking back at this guy's like filmography. So he did Beef, which I know Tunde. I think he really likes Beef. I didn't like it on Netflix.
Oh no, Beef. I didn't like. No, I didn't like Beef like that.
Okay. Maybe it's Doc. He did something on robots. Is it robots and which is an old film that I actually like a lot. The Robot and Harry or something. He did Skeleton Crew. He did an episode of Skeleton Crew. So it's not like he has an episode of Skeleton Crew yet. So it's not like he has
a director, right? Robot and Frank, yeah.
Yes.
He did Paper Towns as well.
I don't remember that. I don't know what that is.
It's the coming of age drama. It's fine. It's rom-com.
Okay. But yeah, so so it's not like a huge director, but I think at least he does emotions very well. Like he does films that like have to do with like emotional beats, whether like high whether it's anger or whether it's his loneliness. I think he's done some movies like that. So he does this. Our characters are the Black Widow.
Yeah,
what are we calling her?
New Black Widow.
The new Black Widow. The new Black Widow. The Red Guardian. Ghost, US agents, aka John Walker, and Taskmaster, and we also have
Bucky.
Yes, we have Bucky, the Winter Soldier.
Senator Bucky.
Senator Bucky, yes.
Yeah.
So,
before we go there, I really want to also spotlight the writers of this movie. Because I think they also helped a big part of this. We have Eric Pearson and Joanna Carlo. Why I want to spotlight them is because Joanna worked on BoJack Horseman as a writer and co-executive. Yeah, she also worked on The Bear as a writer and executive. She worked on Beef as well. There's some other stuff around that area. Eric Pearson has also been working on what's it called? On Marvel movies since Agent Carter.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's a merging of the two worlds, and it shows in this series, which I like. So there is the emotional part as well as the comic book element of it. So they were able to bring those together.
So these are like people that are experienced in their roles and shows in the scripts. So let's continue.
Let's start with the opening scroll of this movie. Did you notice that it was different? The Marvel thing.
The way the sound changes. Yeah.
It
changes to the void.
No, it was comic books, and it was comic books, Thunderbolts comic books. it had Century, it had US Agent. It was like clips of
Right. So
comic
I
books.
Yeah.
didn't realize it was okay.
I noticed more of the change into the void of the
Yes.
Marvel
Yeah.
being swallowed up by the
That bit
void.
I saw the void bit. I did not realize
Yeah.
it was Thunderbolt strips. Okay.
Comics. Yeah. Okay, that's
There was
good.
comic scripts with Century, with US Agent, and all of them. So I thought that was quite like, when that happened. I don't know if they've been doing it previously, because I've always been I almost zone out at those MCU at the Marvel thing now.
Yeah.
I don't even notice it, but this one I was like,
Sometimes
okay,
it's the movies.
mm.
I think sometimes usually clips from the movies, from previous
Yeah, it's
movies.
clips from the movies and the series. Yeah.
Yeah.
So this was
Okay.
an interesting change. The movie starts off almost with I think Yelena is just like she's on a mission for so I don't know. This doesn't feel like a spoiler, but she's on a mission. She completes the mission, but she has this almost feeling of like boredom slash when's the next job. It's just for her. It's just one day after another day. Nothing changes.
She's not fulfilled.
She's what? She's not at
Not
all.
fulfilled, no.
At all, exactly. She has that conversation as well with the Red Guardian at some point. That look, do you ever feel like there's something missing? Do you ever feel like she's trying to connect with him, but of course he's just like a goofy guy.
Yeah.
Now,
sorry. At that conversation, I feel that's such a Gen Z conversation happening right now. It's a very realistic thing that a lot of people.
But it's realistic, yeah. It was.
Yes, it's a very realistic. But I'm like, yeah, this is very.
Yeah, they were coming at it from two very, very different places. Like he was a national hero, and he's unfulfilled as well. Because he's what does he do now? He's a limo driver. So he's clearly unfulfilled as well. And he craves the I don't know, like between the spotlight and having something to do beyond driving a limousine. And she's the one that she has something to do, but she still feels that sense of emptiness, like there's no purpose to what I'm doing.
Yeah, okay. So, sorry, I actually like what you just said there. And to be honest, I did not think about this prior to you mentioning it. But now I'm starting to think, was that on purpose? Because the difference in how they both handled
they're coming from two different places.
Does fit into the stereotypes of Gen Z versus Gen X.
Boomers. Yeah.
So Gen Z, they're quickly to talk about it. They're quickly to moan about, oh God, I don't have any.
I hate my job.
Yes, I'm lacking this, like that. Whereas the next is pushing it all down, I'm pretending that's
it's all fine.
I'm okay. So I like that actually. I never thought of it that way, but that's very true.
Now, but the thing is, I also see some of that in Senator Bucky, and I don't quite understand how Bucky is a senator, and we'll come back to that. But Bucky as well is like a fish out of water. He feels like he should be doing more, but it feels like he doesn't know what he should be doing, if that makes any sense. The bit where they're asking him that, and he's like, "Oh, this is very worrying. This is worrying," and he keeps saying that because he couldn't give a speech. He's out of his element. You get the sense that he feels he should be doing something and he should be doing more. And he's like, okay, let me help my people by running for Senate. I don't know how he wins, by the way. He wins, and
if an Avenger wins Senate,
but Bucky isn't an Avenger.
But it's just he's a non-associated. It's a popularity contest.
And I can easily see how certain elements of the American public would. Oh yeah,
he's a hero. So it's popularity.
Exactly.
So it's very. I understand. But it's strange to me because yes,
I agree. I find it strange as well.
He's a war hero from World War II, right?
No, from Avengers.
No, listen. He's
talking about his real age.
War hero from World War II, right? That's his real age. And in order for him to run, I assume that his records will be made public.
Yep.
Okay. So he was a brainwashed assassin.
Yep.
And killed numerous people.
Yes.
So I'm like, how does that work? I mean, how does it work?
He's an Avenger.
He's not really an Avenger.
No. But sorry,
we've seen him avenge. We've seen him avenge twice.
He stood by and fought
He was with.
against.
He was drafted. He was like one of those.
So if you open his record, it went good, bad, good.
Yeah.
And the last two good goods were world ending, standing in the gap, good.
He was standing with. That's like saying that Wong.
It was a Wakanda.
Yes, it was a Wakanda.
And it was in New York in
exactly.
Endgame.
And you know,
really, it's not like
they will make sure that his bad period was not his fault.
It was not his fault. It wasn't him.
See how it's Spain. We have Donald Trump. We have Donald Trump.
I know. It's strange to me because I'm like, how can you even prove that when people start reciting those your trigger words, they're not going to get you. You're not going to.
He has gone through. He has been cleared. He has been vetted. He has been working with the military all through for a while. Self in Falcon and the Winter Soldier. He's the one that is going on.
I can't remember. I legit can't remember what he was doing in Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I can't remember what
it was showing up. It was in therapy. It was showing up.
I don't know
in
what
therapy.
Right?
Military therapy, by the way. Yeah. So it's under the auspices of the military.
Military sanctioned therapy now. They cannot have a Winter Soldier walking around with coded phrases in his head. But okay,
he was already living a civilian life at that point in time. Like people already knew him. He already had an apartment, and so it's like. He's someone that can easily win an election. I don't see it.
I don't easily. Okay. All right. I don't want to.
Right, so in America, yes, easily.
Yes.
He has no prior with no like. I'm like, I don't even know what your constituency is. You have no prior.
Brooklyn.
Like,
it's Brooklyn boy.
It said Brooklyn. It did say Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's Brooklyn. Himself and Cap of Brooklyn.
Yeah. So and then when he goes to the dinner as well. He was very uncomfortable at that dinner. He was like, okay, when he's talking to the girl and he's trying to.
Right, so guys,
when he's talking to, we're spoilers now.
Sorry, I was just trying to establish. I was just trying to establish here that these were people that some of the ones that at least they've shown us an insight into their lives were unfulfilled in whatever it was that they thought that they were doing in their civilian lives. Okay. Should we? What do we want to talk about? What do we like about this movie?
Okay, level like this. Who's your favorite character?
Are you asking me now?
Yeah.
John Walker.
John Walker. Interesting.
That's John Walker. He's the Drax. He's basically the Drax.
So I think my favorite is I think my favorite is Yelena.
Okay.
But before I move on, my son Toye's favorite was also John Walker, and I was surprised. He said by far one of his favorites. My other son
was who?
Toye, the younger one.
Said what?
John Walker. His favorites.
Yeah. Red.
If I don't have a standout, but if I had to pick, it would be John Walker.
John Walker. Oh wow. Okay. Old man picking John Walker. That's understandable.
No, it's not. It's so there's
I picked Yelena by will. I didn't pick.
So he was a douche, right? Like a proper douche. And his face, like he looks like a douche. Like he
has a very punchable face.
He had a very punchable face.
Yes. So you could tell he was going to just leave them in that place and just just
that place. Yes, let's just say that place.
That place.
Yeah. I think if I had to pick, it's a flip between Yelena and Ghost. I like Ghost a lot. I wish I got more of Ghost.
Why do you like Ghost?
Both my sons said Ghost was second best. Both of them.
Why do you like Ghost?
Because she's like the no nonsense person there.
Yeah,
she's tired of their shit. She doesn't want to. She really like if not that she had the modicum of being good in her, she would have left them there. So it's like, she's sensible.
Yeah, she's capable.
That's phrase.
Yeah,
that's a phrase.
So sorry, I cut you short at one point.
Yes, I was going to say that the things that I want us to talk about the things that we liked about the show, about the movie.
Without entering spoilers.
Without entering spoilers, if you could.
Okay.
Just tell me.
One thing I liked a lot.
Yep.
Is the compressed timeline of this movie.
It happened in like 2 days.
That's what I felt as well.
Yeah.
It was 2 days. It was not one night. 2 days.
Yeah. So I like that. Oh, okay, that's good. You know, I just kind of like that feeling. You know, it's almost like one event that you could follow organically. It was not too complicated, and so I enjoy that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it was a very simple. It was a very simple story.
Yes,
it was simple.
Yeah.
It was simple.
Very straightforward.
We are getting this character from point A to point B. The plot is this to this. There is no, except for one very annoying character. There is no extras. Yeah, there are no extra. Yeah, it was like we are focused on this particular character and we're going to tell their stories as well as we can. And yeah, I like that. It's a if this is the formula for Marvel going. I hope this is the lesson Marvel picks going forward, and we have less of blockbusters like we had in Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I mean, in Brave New World.
I like so a simple story. I like the pacing. I didn't get bored. I didn't feel like anything was rushed. And my favorite part was the resolution at the end. We didn't have the overnights come to Jesus moment. I liked how that was. I liked how that was worked out.
Wait, you like that? I almost was sure you're not going to like it.
No, I actually liked it because it's
okay.
Without going into spoilers, it's two different entities.
It was
one was like, okay, I don't want this. I'm also a prisoner of this guy. It wasn't the bad guy wasn't just talked down. I'm just like, okay, maybe what I'm doing is wrong. Time to change my heart, which is what you always see, especially with crazy overpowered people, and just make them stop in their path. I do have some few niggles here and there, but
of course, it's not
overall, I like the pacing. Yeah.
Okay. So, can we enter spoilers now?
No, Tunde, I'm asking you. What was it that you liked about the film?
Oh, you already said it now.
I talked already.
What did you say?
Simple story.
Simple story. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, go on.
Yeah. So for me, what I liked, what stood out for me, what I particularly like that still keeps me feeling warm and fuzzy, is when they came together at the end. So, like Guardians of the Galaxy, you know, the part that really hits me in Guardians of the Galaxy, funny enough, is not we are Groots. It's when Peter touches the Power Stone and is ripping him apart, and then they're all kind of touching him and sharing this thing. It's not your part, it's mine. So I didn't ask you. So
I'm hearing your part.
I didn't ask you. It doesn't matter. So let me finish.
Let's finish this. Let's finish his tearjerker.
Thank you. Listen, allow me to tearjerk. So that part for Guardians of the Galaxy is my favorite part for Guardians of the Galaxy, and there's a similar one here, but it is, and it's not even the one that you guys will think. It's not. But when we get to spoilers, I'll talk about it. But
I know what's gonna be.
Come together, you don't.
Okay.
You don't. When that happens, I'm like, okay, now I buy that these guys are units. Now I buy that these guys they're not family, but definitely they're comrades. You know, and I was like, okay, good. Now I get it. Now I get why one of them will not just say, you know what, fuck it, guys, I'm out. You know, just bounce from there. So I like their coming together at the end, they are uniting at the end into their group. What we didn't like.
That's character. Valentina, Countessa, Valentina, Allegra.
I think she was really part of the movie.
The Fontaine.
Which is shocking because I love the actress.
Yeah, they told her to just come and play Veep, and that's what she did in a movie that didn't fit the tone at all. So yeah, she was the worst part of this movie.
You, Cakes?
The movie had some logic fails, some jumps. Yeah, some. Okay, how did that person know that they were here? How did I'm like, but it was one of those.
Please ask those questions in spoilers as well, like those logic fails. I want to see.
Okay.
There were a few of them, but I was like, okay, just moving on. We're just doing it just to move the story along and to move the story. But I was like, okay, this actually that makes sense. How did you know that?
So
okay,
what I didn't like, I think there were some lazy pieces in there where they just lifted and shifted from old Avengers movies. We have the Natasha Hulk type dynamic. Then the set pieces just in first Avengers, Tony Stark pouring a drink, have
that was on
Countess
purpose.
pouring the drink.
But
Everything, it was just. Oh, you don't remember that part when?
No, I do.
When Tony
We have
Stark
a
was
halt.
pouring the drink.
There were
I can't hear
intentional
you.
callbacks.
Am I the only one who's gone? No, I can't hear you.
Okay.
Yes.
Is it just
Yeah,
my
I
audio
said there
gone?
were. Hello.
Oh, I don't know what's going on
Yeah,
with the audio.
I hear you. I
You
hear
hear
you.
me now?
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So there were some parts like I just felt they lifted directly from
They
Avengers
did.
2012.
It was on purpose.
They
It
did.
was on purpose.
Yeah, I didn't like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I didn't like that.
Oh.
So yeah, I thought it was lazy.
You know the funniest thing is, no, let me talk about this spoiler because that's the you're talking about.
Yeah,
You know, in the trailers, I did not realize that they were in that building.
it wasn't obvious. Yeah,
But in hindsight, it should have been obvious when she said the opposite of good in the trailer. I did not get what she meant by that.
I don't remember anything about the trailer.
Oh, okay.
It's weird.
So
I only saw
when
it. Yeah, I don't remember
that's
anything.
when they're in that tower, and it's in the trailer, and she says the opposite of good is in the trailer. But in the trailer, I did not. It did not click.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, not for me. Anyway, it didn't click.
Okay. So should we go scores
go
and then we move straight into spoilers or?
Oh, what? So
let's score it first because we have to put a stopgap. No. We have to score it first.
Okay, let's go first. Actually, yeah, let's go first.
Round that one.
I'm going to give this a 3.9.
Okay. Red?
Oh, 3.5. It's a 7 for me. 3.5.
Yeah, 3.5 as well.
Okay. 3.9. It was either 3.9 or 4. And it's based on my enjoyment of it. If it's based on my enjoyment, I'll give it a 4. If it's based on what I think about it as a movie, I'll give it a 3.9. So I'm going to give it a 3.9.
Give it a 4. All your enjoyment to your chest.
3.9.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So moving into spoilers now.
Spoilers, please, we don't talk more. If you don't watch it, don't stay here. Come back after you watch it to listen to the podcast.
Okay, let's trash out the bad first. Contessa, Allegra, DeFontaine.
Yes. So, God. So we've seen her in 3 movies. This is the 3rd movie.
Yeah.
Or 4th. Oh, okay. So one's not a movie. So she was in the TV series.
One was, yeah, exactly. One was Falcon and the Winter Soldier, wasn't it?
Yeah, she was in the TV series. She was in Wakanda Forever. She was in.
She was in this. This is it. This is it.
She was
in
Black.
Yeah.
No, sorry.
No,
this was
no.
This is the third one. Okay.
No,
Oh,
then
okay, okay.
Then she was in the TV show, the Disney show, Falcon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fine, okay. I don't know why I thought she's been in another film apart from Wakanda Forever. Okay, fine. Yeah,
no, you're right. I think she was at the end of Black Widow, but it doesn't matter. Let's move on. Go on.
Oh, Black Widow. Yeah. Sorry, yeah. When she goes Hawkeye. Okay, fine. Yeah. So I basically felt she's come into this cat role with this. I don't think I've watched a full episode of Veep, but I've seen bits of it. So I'm guessing people have told me that this is kind of how she plays that role. She is a comedic actress. I mean, I know her from Seinfeld. That's why I've known her and I've got to love her. I thought she'd be a lot more serious in this film because she's in this a lot more than she was in the other ones. But I just felt she was too. I want to use the right phrase. She was too unserious in this one, in a way.
I mean, given her role within the, I don't know whether it was CIA, whatever it is, Department of
Head of the CIA, yeah.
It's absolutely terrible. It's shambolic the way she played this. She just played it like a goof. You know, she was constantly from the Tony Stark in front of the congressional hearing piece that she was basically channeling that whole thing from Iron Man 2. It was from then on, I was already uncomfortable with that. And every time she was on the screen, I was like, just move on from this.
Yeah.
I mean, I felt this is where I felt that the director should have said, okay, you know that thing that you were doing in those other places,
Stop.
Don't do it here.
So and maybe this is sometimes when you have a newish director.
I mean, she's a
Right.
proper vet.
Yeah, with an established star, it might be hard for him to say,
of course,
what you're doing is nonsense.
Of course, absolutely. I mean, you can't tell Harrison Ford that don't do this in. You can't tell him.
Yeah.
You don't want to work in. You don't want to work in this town again.
Exactly. What you get is
Yeah,
just be happy that he's even putting the lines that he's read that you gave him to read. You know.
Yeah.
But I thought she's a minus in the movie. It was just too goofy. And there's a bit where she uncovers that her assistant might, I won't say be a double agent, but might be looking or thinking of betraying her, and she just gives her a warning, and then she walks off. I'm like,
No, she doesn't. She sets the assistant up.
I don't know, whatever. When the assistant comes out of the toilet and she's looking at her and she's like, oh, you know, in this town, da 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 da. So obviously there, she knew that the assistant was either.
No, she knew that.
Oh, she's not all along.
She's not all along that she was talking to Bucky.
Yeah,
like she was. That was said that she was expecting Bucky. Yeah,
she was just like, okay, yeah, okay. It was like,
no, I thought okay for that particular. So I think there are two parts to this: the writing for that character and her acting that character.
both.
I think from the script they wanted her to be some element of it, that they wanted her to act that way, because from the way the character was written, with the kind of planning the character is doing, it was always meant to be like that, like slightly unhinged. But the plotting that the character is doing as well, like all these plots to blow up this particular building at this particular time, and then announce this particular person as this particular era, and shutting down. It's like it felt so stupid.
Yeah. So the way it is, you have this character established as a indischronic weirdo in previously.
Yeah.
But in this film, you're not given a role that suits what Amanda Waller type, like a Viola Davis type.
Yes, and exactly.
It doesn't gel. Because if this character was Amanda Waller, it would have suited this film. It would have been
so much better.
Elevated the film by a whole point more.
Yeah,
a whole point more.
It would have.
So yeah.
I mean, the thing is, I couldn't take her threat seriously because it was like she wasn't even taking things seriously. You know,
everything off the cuff as well. You know.
Okay. So this character would have worked if, let me put it this way, like if she was this unserious and then she was actually delivering on her threats. You know, when you contrast this person is a weirdo, but they are doing this terrible evil thing, or this person is.
I don't agree. Yeah,
like she seems to be like the type of character you sometimes see, even in real life, who no matter what they do, they get promoted. She just is that kind of person that she's got away with so much things by the seat of her pants, and she's in this big seat. So now she's got the power, and when things go wrong, which in a way was the best of the story, when things go wrong, she just covers it up, with more wrongdoing.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't get the sense of her threat level. Yeah. She felt, like I don't know, but
right,
okay.
Okay, go on.
No, you were going to say something.
I mean, basically, the plot of this film is Valentina, who we don't like, has been using various, I won't call them heroes, various powered beings who have no focus.
Shadow operatives is probably like, go on.
So say that again, Cakes?
I said shadow operatives. She's been having like shadow operatives.
And she's picking these people who are outcasts, who have no directions, people she can use to pull off ops. People, So she's been using. So we have Yelena, we have Ghost, we have Taskmaster, and Bucky. It was just those four, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And she's now being investigated by the Congress because they found out she's doing all sorts of illegal stuff. Well, she's been alleged human experimentation. So she needs to get rid of the evidence. So the whole plot of the story is that she uses the operatives to go and clear the evidence, and at the same time, she wants to get rid of the operatives as well, because obviously they know what she's been doing, and that this is the trigger for all the events that follow. She sends them to a place where she's gathered all the evidence of her wrongdoing in one place, and she's going to burn it all. And she's also told these killers, assassins, to kill each other in the same location. So that's where it starts. And so everybody's watched the trailer. That scene where we see the four of them almost fighting. This is where this happens. They're coming one by one. I'll take you're on mute.
Oh, sorry. I said Thunderbolt Mountain, but that's not what they called it, is it? It was something Mountain.
Mountie, as in the football team, the soccer team.
No. I mean,
the mountain where
they all met, right? Yeah.
It had a name. I can't remember what.
It had something Mountain is what she called it, but in the comic books, it's Thunderbolt Mountain.
And one of the experiments in this mountain, which we'll find out later, was a human person they've been doing some experiments with, a guy called Bob.
Okay, let's talk about that a bit. How did Bob get there? They were
supposed to have dumped his body, right?
He was dead. He was meant to be dead, and they were going to burn the body.
If he was dead, why was he in a box?
I know they want the body. I don't know.
Why was he in a box? They shipped. This is a dead body. They shipped in a special box all the way from Kuala Lumpur, from Malaysia to this mountain.
What should he be in?
Where the other dead bodies were? It was not the only experiment. You had like a bunch of dead bodies there here, but they shipped his own body in a special box all the way here.
Wait. You don't know there were not other dead bodies there. They opened it.
We saw the box that he was in
because it was opened by mistake.
Because it was opened, yeah.
In the fight.
So that place is it's an incinerator. So maybe they were meant to incinerate all of them.
There could be hundreds of bodies in other boxes that we were not aware of.
Okay. Because that struck out to me as, wait, why is Bob's body here if he's dead? If your assumption is he's dead,
but you don't want to find those bodies. So you bring it all to one place. Remember, this place has been experimented on. So you don't want anybody to find you want to burn it. I had no issue with that part, to be honest.
Okay.
And I can't remember who, I think it was a shield that hit that button by mistake.
Yeah.
And released, Bob. Now, when that fight scene, go on, you want to say something today?
But fair enough. You guys have an issue with it because that was like the first.
I have an issue. I don't know if Fred or X.
So no, I didn't have an issue with it. So if I remember correctly, Lena was there to kill Ghost. Ghost was there to kill Taskmaster. Taskmaster was there to kill US Agent. US Agent was there to kill.
I think that's the right order. Yeah, I think that's the right order.
Right?
Yeah. I find it funny that even when they now saw each other, each was focused on their own target.
On the person they're targeting.
I'm not killing you. I don't know about you two.
Yeah.
So I find it a bit weird.
Yeah, it was.
I think there's a bit of comedy.
Yeah,
there was
element to it.
Yeah, of course.
Because you the thought, hanging why are we all here to kill each other? And I was about to start when I was watching it. I was almost getting annoyed that there's a plot hole here because somebody will survive, and then realize. But then I realized, no. The plan was whoever survived be locked in and
get burnt.
All right, so I backed off.
Yeah.
So
this is where Bob, played by, is it William Pullman or what's his name? I don't know.
Lewis Pullman.
Lewis. Yes, Bill Pullman's son. What do we think of the guy? What do you think of the character? What do you think of the actor?
I love the actor.
He did a great job.
Love the actor.
Did a great job.
I think he had a lot of heavy lifting to do, and I think he did it nicely.
Very well.
Yeah. Very impressed.
Do you think interesting? Now, Stephen Yen was originally supposed to play this character.
Whatever happened there, for the better. We're good.
Yeah,
I agree.
So I don't think Stephen Yen could have.
I don't think so.
He may or may not, but this is good.
Okay, so the one thing I can't see him pulling up, and I'm thinking about him as well.
Is the blonde hair.
Thank you. Yes, that's the bit I can't imagine pulling off.
Yeah, I wonder how they would have done that.
This is the first time ever I believe a superhero can be in public and I won't know it's the same person. If they show me the picture of Sentry and of Bob, I will not know that's the same guy.
No, it looked like he did plastic surgery.
Yeah.
It's very different.
And he didn't even use glasses. He didn't even need glasses to pull it off. You know, so yeah, so
I
I
do like the guy a lot.
I'm happy with the actor.
Yeah,
I'm very pleased for him as well.
I am very pleased for him. I mean, we see the sons of two vets in this. We see Kurt Russell's son and him. So and yeah, now his power is quite interesting because if we're going to talk about his power, I don't really know how to describe it because I can't really say whether it's telekinesis or whether it is
everything. Yes,
energy manipulation or atomic. I don't know what.
He had it all. He had what you just mentioned. All everything you mentioned, he had it. He was flying. He was super speeding. He was super strong.
He had telekinesis.
Yeah. He had heat vision.
Did he do heat vision?
Oh yeah,
he had heat vision.
Oh, I don't remember.
Yeah, he did know.
The gun. This guy's gone.
Yeah.
He superheated. This guy's gone.
He had everything. Then he had. What's that?
He had the touching thing.
Memory.
The psychic thing is quite interesting.
So that's my question. So when he does the whole void thing, he blacks out, right?
Yeah.
But
sorry.
What?
Which void thing?
When it goes
void.
When it goes void.
You mean when he goes void or when he touches you?
When it goes void, he blacks out. So, but in that facility, he couldn't remember anything, right?
Mm-hmm.
But when he touched them and the whole psychic thing happened, was he still forgetful at that point, or at that point he already knew?
No, I think that he remembers.
At that point, he remembered, right?
Yeah. When it's void, he's actually also inside, locked away.
Yes.
In that room of his that we saw in the end. But that doesn't mean it wasn't really void. But he had that power when it came in. Because I remember he looked at Walker.
Yeah, I don't think he was.
He can access the powers.
But when he touched
Scarlet
Valentine, and she's going to walk away. Well, he doesn't walk away. He said he said I can control it.
No, he's saying he thinks he can control it because
because it was going to walk out. It was like I can control it.
Yeah,
and that's when she came back.
So I think he can use his powers up to a level when he's not yet the void.
Yeah,
and when he becomes the void, it now has
that means he knew. That's what I'm saying. So he was aware.
Of void.
Yes.
Of course, he's aware of void.
Yeah. So all the while he was telling them, Yelena, he didn't know anything, he was lying.
No. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, no. I don't think it was aware of void.
After I touched them and US agent wanted to jump up into the hole and Yelena, he had a look on his face. Like, I think at that point he was beginning to figure it out, but he wasn't telling them.
No. Okay, so at that point,
he wasn't telling them. No, he wasn't. He certainly knew that he
knew, right? Okay, that's what.
He knew that he has something inside him,
but he didn't know what it was.
But he didn't know what it was, and he knows that when he touches them, or he doesn't know what it is, so he can't even explain it.
He was scared of it.
You know, exactly.
Yeah.
He knows that there's something inside me. There's something dark. But I can't verbalize it because even myself, I don't know what's in the same. I just know that I suffer from depression, extreme depression, which even he doesn't say. He just says, you know, it gets dark. Some days are very difficult. I don't think they use the word depression in the whole film.
No.
But
I didn't hear it. Maybe they did, but loneliness. Yes,
it was alluded to loneliness.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, but not called out. Yeah,
you know, it's just but I don't think. And then when they spoke to Bob, he said, "I have this," and when trying to describe what she's feeling,
it was like a void. Yeah,
like a void, and she said, "Oh yeah." And then again, now that Tunde's mentioned it, he said, "That's when they must have push it down."
push it
right down. That can't be healthy.
Yeah.
So let's go back to when they meet and they're having that fight. So
yes,
I enjoy the fights, by the way.
Same.
Yeah, enjoy the
Oh,
fight. You're going.
I think so. When Century gave them like a serious beatdown of their
No, I
lives.
thought about the first fight.
Oh, the
You're
first fight.
talking
Oh, when they were all fighting each other.
Yeah.
Oh, that was good. Even
Yeah,
the way US Agent and Taskmaster were using the shield. There was one part where she bounced it off the floor. No, that was really, really good. That was well choreographed. That
Very
I like
well choreographed.
well,
I
well
like.
done.
Did you notice the knife that always went through all four of them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They kept passing it around.
Yeah, which was ironic because I remember John Walker moaning about knives in the TV show.
I don't remember this. What did he say? He said he doesn't like them.
Remember the terrorists in that show? They're using knives, and he goes, "What is it with all the knives?" You listen. So I just now, guys, in that fight, only one person completes the mission.
Yes.
Ghost
Love it.
Taskmaster. What feelings, guys, about the death of Taskmaster?
I loved it.
So I never loved
it.
I never loved the Taskmaster character from Black Widow. So the fact that it's been removed, I think that's another thing they did well.
I thought it was. Sorry. Go on. Sorry.
I think that's another thing they did well, like trying to retcon things properly. I'm hoping they're retconning some things properly here. So we'll get there eventually.
I want to know what Tech's going to say because I'll tell you what my son said.
I thought it was a bit harsh. I do not mind Taskmaster dying. I don't. Okay. But I would have liked her to have joined them and then they lost her on a mission.
Okay.
Than the first meeting. It almost felt like an opportunity to redeem the Taskmaster character, and then she just got killed off. And I felt a bit like, you're going to do Olga Korolenko like that? I mean, and then I thought Yelena should have felt a little bit more because this is kind of almost like your sister that was raised by a crazy uncle or a cousin that was raised by a crazy uncle. It felt like she waved it off a bit too easily. Like, yeah, almost like she said something like she lived by the sword, she died by the sword, we'll all die one day. You know, I was like, okay. You know, I don't have an issue with it per se, but I thought they could have made it. I thought it could have been a little bit more poignant.
On the other hand, I loved it because for the fight scene, it should have been I was surprised that they killed her in that scene, and it was a good surprise that Marvel can actually kill somebody this early in this particular moment, and it also showed the stakes of that fight because it won't make sense if 5 special ops agents are fighting to kill themselves and they all magically stop and there is no death in that particular scenario. I get where Kex is coming from that, they could have developed this character more. But in that moment where they shot her dead, I was pleasantly shocked and I was so happy that, there are actually stakes here. People can actually die in these kinds of fights because normally these types of fights are fights where they fight and nobody is injured. And everybody goes about their day. So that's that scene for me.
And it also established that, I mean, they have established already that they were killers, but I like that it also established, no, these guys, they're not ramping. They will kill.
Exactly.
They're not playing. My second born, his instant reaction when it came out, he went to me, I'm so happy. I said, no. So I said, I was surprised. I said, why? He went, because I want the real Taskmaster. And that's what my son said. And I laughed. I didn't even realize he knew who the real Taskmaster was. He said, he said, apparently he's read a few comics and said he prefers that character way more than the MCU version. I'll catch you on your story.
I think that's unfair to this particular Taskmaster.
We're not going to get him again. I was like, we're not going to get Taskmaster again. That's it.
Yeah, that's fine too.
Yeah.
Same thing because I thought she was a disservice to the character, if I've been honest, from the get-go.
Yeah. Of course, right from the start. Yeah. But okay, so we have that fight. They climb up. Now this guy is being extremely douchey to Bob Walker.
Question.
Walker.
Was anybody thrown off by how douchey Walker was being
A bit.
compared to Falcon and the Winter Soldier?
But
I,
he was a douche in Falcon and the Winter Soldier, though.
He
Not
was originally portrayed as a all-American boy, good old
But
yeah.
all-American lad.
he wasn't a nice guy, though.
He wasn't a nice guy, but he wasn't this kind of a personal asshole. His asshole was like I'm an asshole at work. But he wasn't taking like personal shots, if I may. Sorry.
So my view is his character in this film is the best version of John Walker I've seen. In Falcon and Winter Soldier, he went in the first and again I don't know bash the show, but the first shot we see of Walker, they purposely made him look really punchable in the face. I remember when he walked up with the shield.
Mm-hmm.
Then the next episode, they tried to make him like, oh, he's earnest, he's work.
Yeah.
But then every now and then he'll say something that's a bit douchebaggy. And he got a bit more douchebaggy during the season. And then at the end, suddenly, he did a bit of a heroic thing. So I always felt in the show, Franco with the shoulder, his what's the phrase people use? His arc.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I never felt it was even. I never bought it, if I've been honest. And you know how he was when he killed the guy.
Yes.
And then he ran into this factory, and then he had that fight with Bucky.
Yes.
To me, that version of him there is what we have in this film.
Yeah.
That scene.
Let me put it this way. John Walker was a guy that was in Falcon and the Winter Soldier. He was trying to appear as a good guy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But if there is pressure on him, he shows off his base side.
Yeah.
But without that pressure, he's the kind of guy that thinks I'm a good guy until there's problem.
I think that he's actually like a bully. He's like that kind of person that in high school he was an asshole.
No,
he's a jock, leader of the football team, but he's not an inherently nice person. Now, the person that they presented in Falcon and the Winter Soldier, the one that came out, everybody was doing the parade for him, and he sat down and he was so homely and so nice. That's his persona. That one, not the face of America that he puts out. But in reality, I think
let's put this way, Tex. I think he's a guy that he cares so much about his image, and his image includes being a good guy outside. So he's the all-American guy in school that is friendly to everybody without being friends. But his friendliness, all those guys that they want to be known as a good guy to everybody. But if you push them small,
and I think
there are other side shows.
Once you yank away the curtain,
yes,
and he knows it's yanked away.
Yes,
he reverts to.
He was depressed as well because they showed.
Yeah,
of course.
The scene with his wife.
Yeah.
So okay. So you can see what
Yeah. So why I asked the question was that at the beginning of when he appeared in the cave, I was thrown off that. Wait, why is this guy acting this aggressive?
Yes.
Yeah. Because John Walker normally would not be trained that level of personal attacks immediately until later on in the show where we now saw his wife has actually left him.
Yeah.
There's nothing this guy's trying to be good for anymore.
I think something that really
his public image was already damaged. It was like, okay. Okay. So
exactly. Because the bit where they do the 4 people walk up the elevator shaft.
Yeah.
And he basically, I thought he was going to say, everybody grab me. Okay, you grab me, you grab her. I'm strong enough to hold all of us while you guys, do you get what I mean?
He was gone.
He just did it and he didn't care what happened to them. And then I was like, I was thrown by that. I was like, come on, that is wrong.
But ironically, I like that portrayal of him.
It works out. Yeah, it worked out. Yeah.
Because I like when I don't like where some shows, not all shows do this. Some shows they always want to say, "Oh, there's an element of gold in him." They don't want to they don't want to push. I like the fact that he was like that, and to be honest, in that group, it wasn't even unusual. Yelena himself, she's rough around the edges.
That's another thing they did well. Not quite Suicide Squad, but like they know they have no redeeming. Not that they don't have any redeeming.
They have no reason.
They are not heroes.
Yeah. They own who they are.
Yes.
They own it. Like, okay, we're not good people. Yelena is like, I've killed people. Like everybody wants to say bad stories here. I have mine. Let's move on.
But yeah, agree. Right. But my own thing is that we work together to get out of here. Once we're out of here, everybody on their own. But we work together to get out.
Which is very, very pragmatic.
Exactly.
I don't like you. I need you to survive.
When they go to that point there, they were stuck. But
because everybody was
I can survive this. If I jump
everybody was solving for themselves.
Yes.
Everybody was solving for you. But you'll have thought about it like, okay, because you work together to get Ghost out of there, to get you guys out of the incinerator, right? So from there, okay, you'll be like, okay, let's all maximize each other's skill to get
but remember the reason why he did it. It wasn't like he did it because I'm going to do it anyway. Bob was about to sneeze.
No, that's why.
I'll save myself.
I'm not gonna I'm not ready to die for you.
Oh my gosh.
I kind of like the whole scene. Yeah.
Wait, but if he fell down, he wouldn't die though.
Yelena
would die.
Yelena would die.
Who would die?
Yelena would die. Ghost would die. But
Bob and USAJ wouldn't die though, right?
USAJ would die.
Bob
won't die.
Unless if he falls on his shield.
But Bob did not know that.
Bob did not know that.
Bob didn't, because USAJ has already tried to jump and he came down back. He won't die. That fall will not kill him.
Is that, by the way, I want to ask, is that shield vibranium?
No.
They are denting like bamboo.
They've given him the paper. No, but what's it? That guy wrapped it around his hands.
The reason why I ask is like, okay, so did the guy get he never got a vibranium shield?
He never got a
vibranium shield.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the shield he was using in Falcon and Winter Soldier was
he used the Captain America.
He used to have a vibranium shield. They collected it from him now.
Collected it from him.
They beat him and collected it back.
Okay.
He made a nice shield himself. One very nonsense plastic metal.
Okay.
Like a normal
aluminum box.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
So they work together after they realized that Valentina's about to kill them, and that this big room was an incinerator. And Ghost tries to run out. She gets knocked back by Sonic. So they work together to escape.
To escape, yes. They escape the mountain.
Yeah, and in the process of trying to escape, they get separated from Bob.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, Bob went to save him.
He sacrifices himself. To help them get away.
Damn, like that scene was like, wow, this guy actually doesn't value his life at all, and it wasn't a heroic thing. He was just committing suicide.
Yeah, no, it was. Yeah, it was.
Yeah. Like, and that scene hits me hard about the depression the guy was going through. Because normally that kind of scene is like, oh wow, this guy is actually doing a great thing by sacrificing himself to let his people go away, to get away. But in that sense, I don't think anybody thought this guy was actually being heroic. It was just like, oh, this is easiest way for me.
No. That's not true.
It's like he's being heroic.
Yeah,
I think Yelena already showed him some virtues. Like, okay, this is what means to be good. So I'm going to.
Yeah, but it's like.
So
for me, it was not coming from a place of like there's sacrifice involved, but it's coming from a place of how little he values his life.
Yes,
correct. Yes.
Yeah.
But like there are any number of ways he could have killed himself that would not involve taking the heat off them so that they can get away.
But so remember,
because when they were trying to get out, Yelena ties herself to the guy and says, "I'm going to protect you. You just stay here." So she'd already shown him that little bit of
trust.
Yeah,
trust.
but remember, up until that moment, all he remembers about himself is being a druggie in Kuala Lumpur. So he's like, I'm a loser. This is all I am.
Yeah.
So he was willing to he was willing to end it. Like, I'm not good for anything.
I don't disagree. But what I'm saying is that he still wanted to sacrifice himself.
Sacrifice.
Oh, yeah, to help them, That's the one good thing that's one thing I'm good for.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'll do it for them.
Because that scene made me really feel bad for him. I think that scene, more than anything he had said beforehand,
then he didn't die.
Really struck home how depressed this guy was.
Yeah.
That if is that how little you value your life,
And when you contrast it with twice in the 6 minutes of this, twice Ghost made it very clear. Oh, sorry, I only came back because I needed you to open that door. Oh, I only came back because, don't think I'm
Don't think I've had a come to Jesus moment here. No.
No, but still, Ghost still came back for them in the end when she didn't have any reason to come back.
With
the truck.
No. She said she made it clear. She came back
with the jeep.
No, she said that I can't drive the jeep out because I'm not in uniform. So I needed you guys.
She told them that's
She faced back of the lorry.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, fair enough. Yes. Fair enough. That's a good reason. Yeah.
I've seen it twice already, so that's fine.
Yeah. So they get through. Now this is where the first logic gap for me is. So they get through there, and then Red Guardian finds them.
Yeah, that was convenient.
It was funny, but I was like, I was hoping he would say something like, "I put a bug on you when you came to my place the other day," or something. Because I'm like, how did you know she was there? And started pressing the horn.
And then you drove through the night to get. America is not that small. I beg.
The first problem was
why are you driving
he took his limo. Yeah, why are you driving Valentina in the first place? Why is Valentina having a conversation in the limo where you can hear about destroying evidence?
A limo that is not a government personnel, CIA director, and a limo that is not vetted.
Yes.
You know, when they were going to pan to the driver, I was hoping I will see Bucky.
Yeah.
Then I see Red Guardian, like, this is even Providence doesn't work this way.
That was too much.
Convenient.
But that's being too much. It's like, okay, this is Marvel too much, and I can accept it in the face of a Marvel movie. Yeah. So it was like, okay, I will let this go. I'm enjoying the movie. Let's just continue. But if this was a bad movie, these are the kind of things you will point out to. I said this is not this terrible script writing, but
it's true.
It was easy to let go.
So guys, what do you think about Red Guardian?
I think David Harbour is a very, very good actor, and I think he's one of the three actors in this that stood out for me. Lewis Pullman is another one, and then I think Florence Pugh as well. I think he's a very good actor. Red Guardian, the character is.
I'm going to be unpopular here.
I don't know. I
don't like that Red Guardian, the character, because for me it was Fat Thor.
I mean, there's no argument.
I think he doesn't do enough.
No,
he's an over the hill hero.
Yeah, it's over the hill. I'm not a fan of that. No,
he doesn't do enough.
Yeah, it's too over the top, and I get it. That's what they are like. That's what they are going for. That's what he's delivering. He has the emotional moments and all of that, but I just don't like him. I don't think I can like someone like Red Guardian.
There's some bits I thought, guy, this is a bit too much. But I didn't mind him as much hair. And well enough, I kept thinking of the What If episodes of him.
Oh, that was bad.
Yeah, I didn't like that episode at all.
I thought
which What If are we talking about? Season what?
Bucky had season 3.
I'm intentionally asking because we all agree that what should never happen.
So I found him terrible here, but do you know that a lot of people liked him a lot in this film?
Yeah,
he's very popular.
Yeah,
very popular.
Some people say it was their best character, not mine though. No,
it's not my best. I enjoyed him enough. I won't lie. Even when he was shouting in the desert, and thought that he kept on embarrassing.
It was the embarrassing dad. Yeah.
So that the embarrassing dad. I kind of okay, fine. I kind of like that.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
I could be played differently.
Okay. So he comes screaming in the desert to go on.
Yeah, I was like, it was funny. It was funny the way she's like,
funny.
she's bending her head and she's like, no, it's nobody, just look away. just... I thought that was pretty good. And even when Bucky shows up and the way everybody's like, they're all basically hailing him. Like, they're like, it's the Winter Soldier, it's the Winter Soldier, like
no,
both the Americans and the Russians. Yeah.
Red Guy is like a fanboy.
Yeah, exactly.
Fanboy.
Even John Walker was like, he was fanboying, like, man, see this guy good go, and he was on his bike and doing moves and everything, and so it was to everybody was like, man, he's like the really cool, like, I don't know whether older brother or uncle that can do everything.
Well, he in that group. He's a cool kid. Just call it. He's done it.
He has the experience.
He's older than all of them.
But you see all that goofiness with his limo or his bulletproof proficient.
No, not Red Guardian.
We're talking about. Who? Oh, Bucky. Oh, you're talking about post after. Okay, after that.
After that, because he's clearly like the straight A student now, like assassin, can shoot, can do this. Now, I don't understand how he turns up there though, because I'm like,
give him the address.
What's the plan? What's he doing?
Mel told him that he should go there. That's where the evidences are. That should be there that night. Yeah. So he was going there that night to whatever.
He probably saw them. He probably saw what's going on the road and said, "What's going on there?"
Yeah. I don't understand.
No. Then the convenience. It's like how close is this Thunderbolt hill from DC?
They are driving with. Are he on the phone now? I imagine he would have flown there instantly now. He flew there. Then he puts his bike on his bike on the chopper on the. What's his name? Red Guardian got there in that car.
It's all the same thing without his galloping limousine overnight. Yeah.
Bucky being there was not a big deal because we saw that he was sent there.
Yeah, it was given a location to go.
The same level of ridiculousness for me.
He would have more resources than even that bike. He could have got the bike from the base gone. Who knows?
Yeah. So what I'm asking about here is so he sees Valentina's soldiers shooting at a limo, right? Yeah. But it just looks like there's no context and he gets involved. Yeah. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to say
that just feels like he's following them for the my head canon from this is that it was on my head canon. Head canon is not in the show. That he saw what happened at the hill, he saw the cars going, he saw the people in the car. Mm-hmm. He has been spotting them already. Yeah, I thought, okay, he spotted these idiots.
Red Guardian.
No, not Red Guardian. The one he knows. Fake Captain America. US agent Walker. Mm-hmm. He saw Walker in the car. He said, this is the kind of douchebag I need to seal my case against this person.
Okay.
So he takes out this guy's taking them and then takes out
that's why he arrested them and
So these guys are everything because they want
to testify. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. That was the whole plan. Yeah.
Can he do that legally? I don't know.
He's not thinking like a senator.
He's not a cop.
Yeah.
But if you bring them in, they still have to investigate what he was doing. So the fact that he brought them in, the legality of how he did it
doesn't matter.
Can be debated later.
Yeah. Okay. Besides,
is that really the case? Because is it not like a case of food from a poison tree where you detain someone illegally?
It's also an Avenger.
That works.
You saying this thing, because I don't understand.
So when enough, it actually works better for him that way because he's not a police officer. So he can't poison anything. Now, if he was officially a police officer, that would have been worse.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the police could literally arrest him and them and then the investigation and say, okay, I don't think we're talking about a police investigation here. This was always going to be
he was not going to bring them as witnesses to the stand in this thing.
And what is Valentina doing? Testify against Valentina.
I really do. Honestly, I really do. I struggle with this senator thing that they gave him because I don't understand what the point is.
Why did they even give him that?
Yeah, that's what I don't like. Why
but there's no more. There's no more war. They'll be like, okay, your next best way to effect change is through legislation.
Red is not possible. Red is not possible. Why doesn't he join the military? Why doesn't he become a colonel?
To do what?
As the head of it. Hang on, guys. So you're telling me that if I would accept it if you tell me that he will effect more change as a senator or as someone in the legislature. Let me finish. As opposed to someone in the military, as a colonel or head of howling commandos, I'll accept it. Because he's been out of government. He's been out of touch for decades. And is he going to?
I will find it more implausible for him to join the military than for him to join the.
Why not?
Why
he has skills? No, he said already. I remember in Falcon, I've been fighting for 90 years. He stated he doesn't want to do that anymore.
Okay.
That remember that I've been at war almost all my life. I've had enough. So, but him being a senator, I agree. I found it a bit jarring.
I legit don't know what the story is here. Like, okay, let's make him a senator, but why? Like, I'm.
But okay,
and then
as a story writer, what would you have him doing? I'm agree with you because I kind of the senator bit. I balked at it as well in the cinema.
But why is it jarring for you here when they've already mentioned it in Falcon and the Winter Soldier?
Now what?
I mean, in Captain America: Brave New World, I was running for Senate.
Even then, I had a problem with it because I didn't understand. I didn't understand.
Weird. Yeah,
I don't understand what's the.
Well, okay, but actually, you say that. I now forgive this show. I forgive this film. That means it wasn't this film.
Yeah,
that made that plot point.
Yeah, but the thing is, I don't have a problem with it. I can see Bucky at the end of Falcon and the Winter Soldier with the community around him. Because he made a point of going to go and apologize to people for what he did, like the old man he was apologizing to and all of that.
Yeah.
I can see the people around him say, okay, guy, run for office. That's the next logical place you can effect change.
So that governments won't use people against, government won't fight wars. I mean, there's so many things they could tell.
There are so many reasons why.
Will it be effective? That's a different matter.
That's a different case. But like telling him,
will he believe he can make it can be effective and make a change? Absolutely, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay. So Bucky shows up, shows some Winter Soldier skills.
Yeah.
Showing the rest how it's really done.
How it's done.
and arrests all four of these. And also, actually, yeah, and Red Guardian. So he has them all there.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I guess this is the beginning of the forming of the team, in a way, isn't it?
Yeah, this is where they all agree that okay, we need to go help Bob, and they're all like, "Oh, Bob, yes, Bob."
Yeah. No, this is not the what's this called though. Was this the point they wanted to help Bob? Because at this point, Bucky wanted to take them to go and what's this?
Yeah, so they were still restrained. They were still restrained. Then Valentin's assistant calls him
and tells him about Bob. Okay,
and they're all like, "Oh yes, Bob."
Yeah.
And that's when they get the name Thunderbolts. Like I can't remember what they call it. Something.
No, the name Thunderbolts is because of
Thunderbolts.
Yelena's high school.
Yes.
Sponsored
by somebody's. Yeah, and that's where they come up with the name and agree the name anyway. Okay, so now they go to New York to go stop Allegra.
Allegra, yes.
Yes, and this is where this is one issue I had, but I kind of overlooked it because the New York here is so small. It's like a street.
Yeah.
It's very, very. It feels very, very studio lot. Like it was definitely like a set. It wasn't like a real. It just did not feel like a busy city at all. And
I agree.
so like, okay, that's fine. They drive into the lobby. They get into a fight. Allegra says, "Look, I'm waiting for you guys. Come upstairs." They all come upstairs. Then she introduces them to Sentry,
Yes.
and the new Bob, who comes down, looking all. I actually like the suits. I think it looks really well. There were some people that had problems with it. I was like,
sorry.
this is fine.
It was awesome.
Whose suits?
Sentry.
That was comic book accurate.
Yeah, I didn't have an issue.
I thought it looked awesome. It had that little shine to it. He looked iconic. I'm sorry.
I think they expected to see Cavill type buff.
Yeah, very muscular. I was like, it's not that kind of. I was like, this works for what?
Okay, Cavill style buff. No, I like his look entirely. Oh god, this guy looks. He looks like a Superman type.
Yeah. Even the gold hair that they did, and somebody was like, "Did you dye your hair?" Anyway, he takes them all down without even.
So in that scene,
yes,
it's been a long time since I saw
a beatdown.
Well, not just beatdown, well-placed superhero usage of power. I think it was really well done how he took them down one by one. He was over. He didn't struggle. He didn't break a sweat. Yeah. And he took them out and just showed them who was boss. And he didn't want to kill them.
No, clearly not. Because even when he threw out Red Guardian,
that was Red Guardian, and he pulled him back.
Yeah.
It just proved a point that listen,
you
can't touch me. Don't mess about.
And I liked that it wasn't I'm trying to because.
He knew what Valentin was doing, and it was, "I'm not your stooge. I'm not going to." It's not like they're not a threat.
Yeah,
he just showed them that you guys are not a threat. Like
these are people that I've spoken to. We've escaped somewhere together. Whether or not I like it, I know these guys are not bad guys. They might not align with what you want, and I'm not going to kill them for you. So just
even if they were bad guys, like they're not my problem. I can they're not a threat. I can take them out when I want to.
Bucky was landing his best punches.
It took out Bucky's arm.
He gets it off.
He removed his
that arm comes off very easily, to be honest.
Yeah, but I blame the dishwasher. I think it must have damaged it a bit.
I think it damaged it, yeah. Unless it self-repairs.
That arm keeps coming off. I was like, okay, fine. They grab his arm, they run off. And this is where I like this bit where Yelena is walking down, she's storming down, and Red Guardian chases her. And then she talks about that basically he abandoned her.
Yeah.
Even when after Natasha died, that you just basically abandoned me. I was going through all of this stuff. You never searched for me, you never checked on me. I really like that bit where he now starts having a conversation with her saying, "Yes, I messed up. I should have." Granted, it was on the streets of New York and there's people walking up and down, but I just love the fact that they were having that heart-to-heart moment before Bob, as the Void, appears in the sky, just floating there, just like. And I like that whole ink blots blackness.
I was struggling to see his eyes. Even the eyes were not very clear.
But you can just see like two pinpricks of light in the middle of his face, and I was like, okay, this is a really cool design. And this leads us to This leads us to.
We move on. I want to ask you a question.
Yeah.
When Red Guardian and you didn't have that conversation.
Yes.
I just remember.
Which conversation? When she walked away and he went to meet her.
Yeah. So why? I was alone.
The father-daughter moment. Okay.
Please remind me. The mom's still alive, right? I mean, when I say the mom,
yeah.
He's still alive, right?
Yes, she is.
Okay. So I don't know why she's just blaming him. It's true. Why didn't you reach out to him or the mom? In a weird way.
The mom is beyond. So I think that you can explain. She still likes the dad, and she wants affection from the dad. The mom has been cancelled.
Yeah.
Okay.
I really, really do understand it. That
I don't think she wants anything from the mom.
To be fair, it's the parents that you are the one that you're supposed to reach out and just say, how is everything? And she's a child now. Regardless, she's still a daddy issue. She's still a daddy's girl.
That woman is not a child, though.
No, she's still his daughter. So no matter what, she will revert to that.
She was daddy's girl even in that series.
Yeah, even in then. Yeah, so he's betrayed her now twice. Once when he let her go to the red room, and the second time when this happened. So I can see why she would feel like this guy, But okay, so we go to now. Let's go before we go into the not dream sequence, but the void scape or void land, whatever it is. There's a bit where debris is falling.
Yeah.
And the Thunderbolts are saving people. There's a truck that comes. Bucky hits it with his arm.
Yeah.
That's the part that got me. I was like, okay, these guys are together. When there was like a big slab of
when they all came to
yes, and then Bucky stops it with not Bucky, U.S. agents. Yeah, sorry, Walker. Walker's the one that stops it with his back, and it's still
it was the one Red Guardian blocked with his back. That one broke into two. So there's another one solid slab that Walker tried to hold but couldn't hold up. Then they all came to support him and help push back. Yeah, that's okay. Okay, I didn't know that was the moment you were going to talk about, but that's fine.
Yeah. So Texas goes silent again. I don't know why I can't hear his voice anymore. Or can you, Red?
I can't. No, I can't hear him now.
I know he was talking. I know he was talking away.
Sorry, I hit mute.
Yeah,
I hit mute. Yeah. So that part I was saying is that part got me because I was like, they didn't have to, but the way they all came together to be like, no, this is our guy, and they all. I was like, okay, this is.
I even like the first one. I like the individual saves before then as well.
Yeah, before that. Yeah.
See, again in this film, the climatic battle was not a battle really.
Yeah.
It was saving first of all, it was saving civilians, and then it was saving Bob. In a way. So I kind of like that. It's not like, let's have a massive battle to end it all.
Yeah.
And they removed the normal issue you know they would have. Like, the
light show. The light show you would have at the end of any kind of
Thank you. Yeah.
So they do that, and then Yelena goes into the void to go find Bob. And she goes in there and she's struggling with her own demons, and then she goes to where Bob is.
So, question: Does time stop in the void, or does time move differently?
You're getting too technical.
Yeah. No, the reason is because they all came after her and they found her. How long did it take them?
I don't know.
It could be subjective. It's like a dream. It's like a dreamverse.
I don't know.
Sorry, I'm just guessing. Obviously,
I thought I expected them to get lost for a while and have a few adventures.
I don't know.
But that dream sequence is torture. Just watching that over and over and over again.
Yeah. So we see Yelena going through her Red Room training where she has to
betray
lure a kid to her death.
Yeah.
That's really. I mean, we know that Red Room training is horrific anyway.
Yeah. Would you have liked to see each one of the rooms?
Somebody said that. I can't remember who said
it. It would have been too much. No,
I agree.
Yeah. I don't want ever leave something for the next movie.
I don't. I just feel like, okay, what does that really add to?
In a way, we've almost seen everything. We know John Walker's story in full.
Yes.
Ghost story, we know a lot of it already. Maybe
Ant-Man and Wasp. Yes.
Maybe the space we might know. Taskmaster is dead. So we saw Yelena's. Who else was there left to be seen? Red Guardian. Red Guardian is the only one really we don't know much about.
Yeah.
So I don't.
I was one that said this.
Okay, today you're going.
Yeah, I was saying this, and I think I would have wanted a montage, not us seeing everything, but a montage of like cameos. Like when Yelena was walking through rooms before she got to the Red Guardian spot, before she got to Bob. Like a montage of those rooms being rooms specific to each of the character, and us seeing how they found her. So rather than seeing Yelena's part of it, I wanted to see like how did they find her? Like just that, just a brief montage, just showing us a
Too
bit more
much,
about these characters. I don't know, like
much
it's
more than
things
we
like
already have.
a bit like even if it's just like for John Walker, it can be the scene with the wife and the son.
We've seen it
Just a
before.
Yelena's one we've seen it multiple times. It's the same thing we saw for Yelena. But that montage of them finding her and walking through their trauma together, I feel like it added a bit more for me. But yeah, it was like I would have loved to see something like that.
Okay.
But yeah.
Yeah. So the bit where Bob is fighting the Void, what did you guys think about that whole the punch up in the lab?
You know what?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure how that's
Lab.
how you fight. I'm not sure how that's how you fight your demons. But okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
but he was also in prison and was trying to get out, right?
so I guess it was a metaphor for the actual mental battle.
yeah, that
Of course,
was
of course.
fighting. Yeah.
Yeah, I had no issue with it. I had no issue with it. You know, okay, so that's what we're doing here. Okay, fine. You know,
And that's why I had the problems with it. Rather than the Void being the one seeing his the error of his ways and turning good.
Oh
he
yeah,
actually
yeah,
had-
yeah, yeah, yeah,
actually
yeah,
had
yeah,
someone
yeah,
else who
yeah,
who
yeah,
always
yeah,
wanted to be good,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
but was
So
overpowered by.
I would like the fact that Bob was trapped.
Yes, yeah.
And they want to rescue him. So there was no talking down the Void. There's no
Yeah.
No,
they
talking
went to
about
rescue him. And I basically put Bob back in control.
That's pretty much That's what you just did. Yeah.
I'm not.
I
I'm not. I'm not sure here how is it. And this is where I would have to defer to actual because it's. Are you saying that when these people are depressed, they're like a separate personality comes in control,
No,
or
no. Let's very clear.
because it's in
Why
Bob's
Bob
own is special, yeah.
why Bob is depressed? Bob also has a
A
split
monster is
personality.
okay,
His own issue is double. You
okay.
know. Okay, yeah. So some might say his depression is from that very fact that he's got a double split personality, and he knows maybe deep down he knows that his other side is super evil or super dark. I don't know what phrase, but yeah, his is not. That is not just pure depression. He's fighting. No.
no.
He has a split personality.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay, fair
Yeah.
enough.
I quite like the way they resolved it. I'm putting air quotes here, where he's fighting the Void and he's losing and he's getting angry. But in reality, like if you are depressed, and this is one word that I actually don't, I can't stand it when I'm talking to somebody and like, then I even think I'm depressed. I'm like, you're not depressed though. Like it's not something to say casually. Like depression is like you being completely like
I mean,
under it.
people use depressed
Yeah, casually to say, oh,
when they're sad.
I'm sad. Yeah, I'm sad.
Yeah,
You can be sad.
yeah.
But this is something that
But
then
in
feels heavy.
a clinical sense of matter, you're not.
Hey.
I agree.
So
I agree.
I quite like that he was, and it's not something that you can use anger to overcome, which is what he was trying to do and he was punching it. And they were like, that's, and they now clocked on that, look, that's not the way. And he was getting dark, like Bob was getting blacked out or absorbed by the Void as well. And I just love that they all just came to him and just held him.
I just this is it's a tidbit from the comics, but maybe it's part of what informed what they did here. In the comic, the Void is meant to be the vengeance of the Lord. At some point, it was the Void part of it. So like the anger, the righteous anger of God is the Void.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. You know that's comic. I'm not.
Yeah.
I kind of in a way, therapeutically a way, that anger bit kind of maybe ties back into that.
Yeah. No, I just like that they just came and just held him. Like we got you. Sometimes you can't really see anything, you can't do anything. Just be there for the person. And just,
It's
here.
also obviously. I mean, as you grow older, you start to realize how some of these things are a big deal, and especially among men. We don't talk about it. We don't. People deal with things on their own.
Of course, yeah.
And the fact that scene was, "We're here for you." what they tell us. I don't know. We're all bad at it. We say, listen, don't keep it to yourself. You got friends.
You got friends. You got people.
Yeah, open up to them. I mean, we still don't listen.
Yeah.
But that is the best way to deal with it.
And then they advise you if you know somebody that may not be okay, you also reach out to them.
Yeah.
Which is what Yelena was doing to him, like reaching out to him and pulling him back. Yeah, I guess it works.
And they all of them are lonely.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yes.
You know, all of them are, and it's not going to go away. But at least you are lonely. I'm lonely. Let's be lonely together. And just held each other. I really liked it.
I would like Jeff Lemire to do a story on this. Kex will cry.
I have no doubts.
So at the end,
again, yes,
they now come out of the void.
Yeah, the sun comes out. The people come.
Will be splat. They're freed.
Yeah,
from the void. So nobody's died.
Yeah.
And our friend Valentina kind of
twist.
Go on, you go on. Twist.
Yeah, and the press just appear out of nowhere. And when
she had already called the press before.
I know, but the way they just
came
from behind the curtain.
Exactly. The way she went behind that wall, and they were there.
And they were there, and there was not a pulpit, but there was a stand, and there were mics. Okay, all right, fine, no worries.
I would have filmed that totally differently. They could have shown the press rushing to them.
I mean, I thought
it is what it is.
Yeah, you done it that way. And then she announces them as the new Avengers.
Which is the name of the team.
I
like the piece of bit of the title of the film.
Yeah.
And the actual official now title of that team. Yeah, I think it was very cleverly done. I wasn't expecting it.
One second.
Or did anybody expect this?
The new name?
Yeah, that they were going to be called the new Avengers.
No, I didn't.
Nothing like that. Yeah,
I was kind of, this is nice, and now I understood the whole aesthetic thing. That was the name.
Oh, I didn't figure that out. Okay.
Yeah. So I like that. Okay. Now, are we okay to talk after credits or not?
What?
Yes, the end credit scene.
Yes.
Okay.
So
the first one. You go.
What was the first one again?
A fit Red Guardian in a store with their faces on cereal boxes.
Oh yeah, try to press.
Oh yeah. Trying to impress
that's obviously relevant. Okay.
That's not relevant.
The second one.
The second one is the main one.
Yep.
And they opened up a discussion where we now find out that Sam Wilson, aka the new Captain America, is not happy with this new group called the
New Avengers.
New Avengers. And
sorry, go
it seems to indicate that he's about to form a team.
I think they kind of said something like that. And
who is?
Who? Sam Wilson.
Yeah, he is. He's putting together a team to deal with, as Yelena said, the space crisis.
Yes. But why is he so worried about the name Avengers? That they said that he's going to. Did they say he tried to trademark
copyright?
Yeah, because Red Guardian came with something like Z and said they can't use the.
So that's my question.
Yeah.
How can Sam Wilson copyright it?
Maybe we'll get because he's on the government side, right? So we'll get the government to
No, it's not on the government side.
So
this guy on the government. It's not on the government side.
He's also not from also foreign now.
So I think if you think about it this way, these guys have now been labeled as the new Avengers.
Yeah.
For someone who was an Avenger, this is like an affront. This is like it's a slap in the face. Because I was
but should he be upset with Bucky though?
We don't know what the
let me put it like this.
He'll probably ask Bucky that, Bucky, why are you with these guys now? These guys, why are you with these guys?
No, Bucky said that we had
it didn't go well.
It
didn't go well, yeah.
Yeah.
So on the angle with Bucky was supposed to bring witnesses to put this Countess woman in jail.
Yes.
Yeah.
And his partner in crime is the other congressman. And they made a big announcement that I'm going to nail this woman today based on Bucky's testimony.
I mean,
And
that
then
guy's announced.
in, then at the 6 o'clock news, you see Bucky standing on stage with this woman joining
But
a
they,
new
but they,
Avengers
but,
initiative.
but they were in DC. They must have seen New York going dark, right? They knew something was
New
happening.
York, yeah. But then you see this, then and also this person that is forming the Avengers, the woman, everybody
Yeah.
knows she's a criminal.
Yeah.
Sam knows this, everybody knows that this woman is no good news. And then she now wants to be in charge of the Avengers under the CIA, under the government. When Sam had
Okay. So
problems with the previous government,
Sam has a problem. So Sam's problem is legit.
very legit.
Okay.
Like anybody that sees this will be legitimately afraid. Like,
Yeah.
look at the people you
Okay.
have at the Avengers team.
Well,
These are all criminals and
yeah, we saw the newspapers, not my Avengers. Be Avengers. So the public, there's a lot of
the public also didn't agree. Yeah.
There's a lot of digs at the team, you know. So I guess we can see.
I was so happy at those digs because if they didn't put those digs there, those are the same digs we will be having if they said these are the new if these are the Avengers and they left it like that without saying those messages is what we're right now. So yeah,
they even had Walker riding his shoe because it's like a tackle now. They even had him riding it like a horse.
They had what?
They had John Walker. You know, it should have been belt.
Who was riding what?
John Walker.
Yes.
John Walker.
They had him riding that bench shoes in one cover. It was so funny now. So I was happy with all that. Okay, so
like,
is it
why the hell is that guy carrying that shoe around? It was still bent in the post credits.
Yeah, but I think they're waiting for Bob to get his powers back so that he can
and unbend it.
Just get new mate.
There was if you remember when they were in the truck and they were driving to New York and to see Allegra, and he's talking about his gun and he's like, yeah, this gun is big, is long, and they're like, yes, it's long. You know, that whole funny moment where they're like looking at him like he's using his gun as a metaphor. And then he's like, oh, what do you guys think about the helmet? You know, and you know, I think it's cool. And then they're like,
the mask.
You know,
no, the helmet.
The helmet. And at the end, he's not wearing the helmet, he's wearing a beret now. It's like that's how like this guy is like he's the Drax of the
that whole scene was about New Vegas talking about Sam Wilson. That's why I started having that feeling about that. Oh yeah, I feel like this is part of a wider MCU. There's consequences for this new Avengers. We're gonna see how another group of guys. I kind of felt I was feeling MCU again in that scene, really. And then we had the very last part of that scene.
Yes.
So the extra dimensional. They noticed an extra dimensional threat. And then we see a spaceship coming through, and it's the Fantastic Four logo and the print that's playing. And that's it.
Yep.
And when that song starts playing, putting together the name of the new group, New Avengers, the threat of the Fantastic Four movie that is happening, and the secret was Doomsday coming up. I was so excited at the possibility. I've been shouting this since they announced.
So what are your thoughts?
I was not happy with that though. I was excited to see the ship. I mean, obviously, I still saw the ship. I didn't even need to see the number on it.
We even saw the ship in the preview in the
exactly.
Yeah. But no, my son said he only clocks when he saw the number.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And the trailer was played before the movie.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's literally the same ship.
So I got excited.
Yeah.
But then I was walking out and said, oh God, I hope they're not gonna do what this today's been talking about.
What's today's theory?
That the FF going forward in the MCU will be this team.
Yes.
Which is
okay, what team?
Will be Pedro Pascal and co.
Pedro Pascal and co. Going forward.
Who was he going to be before? I don't understand what you mean.
That has been wishing they introduce a new FF in the
But
universe.
we talked about it like a week ago. It's not possible now.
Yeah.
But
that
what
was
going to be, no, think about it. You're telling me that they will bring Pedro Pascal and co to do one film and then they will introduce another group of. It's not possible now.
Pascal is not going to do this. Well enough, I can see Pascal saying, "I'm not doing anymore after one or two."
That guy,
but they can't sign. They don't.
That guy
will not sign these guys for 1 or 2 films.
So
it's 5 year. It's 5 year, 10-year movie contract.
What's it called? Staircase contracts. You do the first one for 5 million. The next one we can give you 25.
It came in. Now I have a question here.
Yeah.
They said there's a space battle going on. So there's something's happening.
Space crisis.
Yeah, and then we have the. Is this film? It was 2028, wasn't it?
I don't know.
No, there was a year jump. I know there's a jump.
Yeah, so 1 year later. Yeah, after that.
No.
1 year later.
14 months later.
The beginning. No. Sorry. No, what I meant was at one point in this film.
Yes.
I think the beginning. It said 2028.
I missed that.
I missed it.
I missed that.
Today, did you see that?
Okay. I can't remember that.
If you check the newspaper clippings where they didn't like the Avengers, with my
I'm sure they had when I say a headline, I'm not using a headline. They had at one point in the film they had a big 2028 logo.
Oh, I missed
so I remember thinking to myself, "Oh, okay, so it's not 2025. It's 3 years in the future." So I'm not thinking this film probably parallelly and secret. What was it called? Doomsday.
No, I
don't think so.
So this is my
2027.
Sorry.
So this is my theory.
Thunderbolts is set in 2027.
Okay.
Yeah, then 1 year later, 2028. It's right. It makes sense.
Yeah. So 1 year. So the post credit is 2028.
The post credit is 14 months later.
Okay.
Oh,
okay. Tunde, you are saying something.
Yeah, my theory that I've been shouting about Fantastic Four is that Fantastic Four ends with their world being destroyed and they move to this universe.
Yes.
Is that what you think?
That has when I saw the post credit, that was where my mind went to. Fantastic Four ends with an incursion.
Wait.
So I have a different theory though.
So let me ask you a question today. Because I've got a different theory as well. So you're saying FF doesn't end with Galactus destroying the world. You think it's an incursion that ends?
Yes. I think it's an incursion that ends the Fantastic Four world, and then they move to
I think you're right, but I think that's going to happen in the Doomsday film.
No, I don't think.
Yeah.
Okay. I think in the 1960s Fantastic Four, they save the world, but they get lost.
Okay.
Exactly.
With Galactus. Exactly. And what we're seeing is them just finding their way back. And this will be their way to explain why they never mentioned, why we never saw Fantastic Four in phase 1, 2, 3, 4.
Right. So are you saying
my only difference is they are not going to be from this dimension. I still think they are from another, it's an extra dimension.
It's another dimension, yeah.
Not our dimension.
Well, you're right. It can't be from this dimension. It can't
be this dimension, okay.
But
we already have the multiverse.
They won't destroy their universe.
I don't think they destroy the universe. I think they save it, but then they will
save themselves. Will save the universe, but lose themselves and then
lose themselves and get lost and find themselves in our world.
I'm hoping they have the balls to do that too. It will set the stakes really, really well for the next movie.
If they do that, then there's no way the FF will not be trying to get back to their home throughout.
So Pedro Pascal will be temporary.
Yeah, that's possible.
So Pedro Pascal will be temporary until they find the proper another Reed Richards.
Yeah, I mean it's possible.
Because it's from another dimension, right?
How can they find another Reed Richards?
No, it's not possible.
I'm hoping.
I think it makes more sense if the universe is destroyed, so they can't. There's no hope of them going back. So they're stuck here forever.
So that means So that means our world never had a Fantastic Four.
Yes, I agree. Red.
We will now get characters from our world with our own Norrin Rad as Silver Surfer.
That's okay. So okay. So that's why they have a female Silver Surfer. Okay, I can buy that. But
can I ask a question? Okay, sorry, go on.
So we never had a Fantastic Four.
No, we never had.
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
I don't think so. But what I think is, I don't think we're going to get Norrin Rad. I think Shalabal and Galactus are multiversal beings that they can live across dimensions. So it's that same person.
They shouldn't do that.
It's not going to be one across multiple dimensions. It's going to be one multiversal being that goes around just eating.
No, they shouldn't do that.
That's what I'm just saying, because I don't see them having multiple Galactuses. That there was a Galactus there and the Galactus here. It's not.
No. Once that Galactus is destroyed, we don't need Galactus again.
Yeah,
it'll just be another threat.
Okay, yeah, so if we destroy that Galactus,
yes,
right, and that Galactus is done, there's no Galactus in this universe.
But it doesn't have to be the new threats. I mean, if in Doomsday,
will there be a Galactus?
We don't have to deal with that
anymore. So that means we don't get another Silver Surfer. We'll not get Norrin Rad.
We can.
But how?
We're not getting Norrin Rad.
We're not going to get him. He's
me, I don't think they'll make Galactus a multiverse opinion.
Okay.
They should.
Now, there's one statement in the movie, not in the movie, in the trailer, where they blames himself for something he did.
He said
I pushed the edge. I pushed the limits of. I pushed the limits of the.
That was what he said.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there is. So I think that is what probably calls to.
They'll do incursions.
Well, they
mentioned the incursion already.
Yeah.
No, I mean, can they go that? Can they?
I mean, that's the whole point of Secret Wars, and that's why I'm hoping they destroy. That's why I'm really hoping they destroy the universe.
Secret Wars? Is Doomsday Secret Wars?
It's
Doomsday and Secret Wars.
The next film is called Secret Wars, isn't it? After Doomsday.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's Doomsday, then Secret Wars. Yeah.
So which Secret Wars are we getting?
Wait, sorry, say that again.
Which Secret Wars are we getting?
The Hickman one.
It won't be
MCU's version of Hickman one.
Yeah, MCU's version of Hickman one.
The fact that they called the first film Doomsday, I can see it's all the Doom's part where he gets powers, and then we'll have him on Battle World. Is it? Yeah, Battle World.
Yeah.
You think they will do? You think they're going to do Battle World?
That's what I'm saying.
100% they are doing Battle World.
I don't think they're going
to. 100% Battle World is going to happen, Kex.
I don't think it's going to happen.
Okay. I will remind you of this when
I think that Battle World is where you're going to see all these X-Men people that they're talking about.
Exactly. Everybody will be there. See, I'm sure, Kex. I'm sure that's why the Russo brothers came back.
Let's just gently just said to shut the fuck ups now, please.
Because that's what this thing you're calling it's another level of expectations.
What me I'm calling? It's what all the things they've been planting is pointing towards it now.
You guys, what are you guys?
Can they execute at that level?
Come on.
No, I'm not saying it to be good. That's a different question. But I'm saying that's what they're going for.
You're asking is it going to be good? I don't know about that one.
But
I'm telling you what they're trying to do.
I'm having love and thunder. I'm having love and thunder.
Don't stop yourself. So they're going to do a movie that is going to be like a versus, like Battle World was.
Battle World, yes.
No, Battle World. I'm not about Battle World in Hickman's Uno. Not Battle World, the origin in Secret Wars. Battle World where Doom is ruling over the entire planet with all the heroes there in different styles, and then the small group are trying to stop him. Not the original Battle World.
And to answer Ket's
question. Wait, sorry. So the Battle World is the Hitman one that you're talking about. Is it the one with the wall?
Yes, the one with the wall with Galactus as the lantern and everything. The army of Thors.
Yes.
World.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm saying they are going to do something like that.
You have a version of that, possibly where maybe the Doom's army.
Okay, we'll get Thor, and we get what's his name? Your favorite Thor?
Who?
Black Thor.
Huh?
Who?
Beta Ray. That's what he said.
Yeah, Beta Ray.
Yeah. Well, again, I don't know exactly what they're going to give us, but it's like saying Civil War. We're going to have Civil War. Was it on the scale in the comics? Very doubtful. I just
Tex, I'm willing to bet you your shut the fuck up.
No.
Let's
We
sit
need
into
to
that
be
one now.
clear on which on the battle word.
I want to
and
bet
what
one scene is
the
going to appear.
sections are.
I'm going to bet one scene is going to appear in
I
the film.
can't.
What
What?
scene is that? Odin's
Thanos.
son? Is it
Doom,
Thor?
Thanos is
Doom
fine.
and Thanos.
No.
Doom and Thanos.
Doomsday is going to rip out Thanos'
Thanos
spine.
fine.
That's literally what we said. To my Thanos.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
fine.
Oh yeah.
You guarantee that, or you want to see that?
No, I
You
think
know
they're
what?
gonna do-
I'm literally
I think
watching
they're
this
gonna
man psych himself up. Like I'm watching the guy get excited. Like he has not been here for 20 years. Watching what these people are doing.
And all this in one movie. Is it one movie? Or
do- It's
Two movies.
it's two movies?
Doomsday and Secret Wars 1 year apart.
I've been saying this is the media announcement that Doomsday
Red
is
and
going to
Red
end with Doomsday.
and then Shang-Chi is going to be there. Remember?
Oh, no.
Okay.
Shang-Chi is going to be there.
You know what? I'm actually ready for shut the fuck ups.
Wait, so
Okay,
who's going to be?
okay,
Wait,
so
wait. Kex, give me a rundown of who you think will be there.
Of who I think will be there. Me, I don't know
Yeah.
what these people are planning on doing, but this battle
Yeah.
word that these people are saying, it doesn't smell right to me. It doesn't. Because they're going
Kex.
Wait, if they do,
will be a new world
Universe.
that Doom's created.
which
Where some people are under his control, and you got these people fighting back against it, which is what it was in the Hickman version.
and does that give us this possibility, this out of Robert Downey Jr. not being the permanent Doom?
No, Robert and Jr. is permanent too. Don't worry. You're not getting out of that. See, I've been shouting this for the past couple of years since they made this announcement of Secret Wars.
Being happy, and then Red just had to mention the one part of the whole thing that is depressing.
No, because I have lived. I'm just helping you now. I've lived this life. I've been
Yes.
happy, and they've reset my happiness big time. I've not recovered. I don't want you to go. I don't want you to go through the same thing.
I'm ready to set spots. We just need to determine it. We need to clarify this.
You see. Okay, we'll clarify this thing because I've been saying this for years that the reason why they got RDJ back is for RDJ to do the snap again and create Battle World.
And does he die? And does he die?
Doomsday is going to end with RDJ doing that snap
And he dies.
and create. He's not going to die. It's Doom. You're not getting a new Doom. Okay, forget about it.
Okay, just for the sake of time.
Okay.
No, Red, we're not getting a new Doom. You say we were not getting fantastic.
There's no new Taskmaster. There's no new Doom.
Taskmaster we're good with. I'm good on that.
There's no new Doom. And for that, there's no new Fantastic Four. There's no new Mr. Fantastic. It's Pedro Pascal. There's no new Silver Surfer. It's Alaba. They should accept it.
Okay. Are we ready to sign
Yeah.
off? Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. So today, you want to say your goodbyes?
Yeah, goodbye, guys. Kex is ready to sign off on a shut the fuck up bit, and I'm really excited to tell him to shut the fuck up again. It will be glorious, guys.
I'm gonna take that bet.
Yeah.
Red.
Well, good night and good luck.
Guys, remember to rate, like, subscribe, and just Geeking on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. I'll see you next week. That will.
Thanks for listening once again, and we'll see you later.